start the recording, and I'm going to open in a quick word of prayer. Lord, I just want to thank you for this opportunity we have as members of the BGU family to come together to share resources, to inform each other, to get a little bit more comfortable as we start our new school semester. I pray that things will go well, and at the end of the session, we'll be all able to say it was good for us to have been here. I thank you for your never-ending grace and mercy. In your precious and holy name we pray. Amen. All right, so I'm Natalia.
Amen.
I'm the e-learning person for you this semester, and usually I keep my video off because it affects the bandwidth, but I'm going to turn on the video just for a second to say hi from sunny St. Catherine, Jamaica. All right, I hope you're all doing okay. All right, so just a few quick things. You should be able to see some little boxes on your screen just now. That shows you who is in the session with you. All right, and I'm gonna give you a chance to all introduce yourself and let us know. Hi, Jero. So that lovely lady there, Jennifer Roman, is our online librarian, known to us at BGU as Jero, because you know she's all that and more. So hi, Jen. And so yes, when you look at those little squares, you'll see the name of the person who is logged in, and you'll be able to tell what they're doing. So for most of you, you'll see there's a little microphone at the bottom left-hand side with a red line through it. That means that your microphone is off. So at any time as well, if you want to check if your mic is on, you look at the bottom left-hand side of your screen where there is a white microphone, and if there's a line through it, that means it's off. If there isn't a line through it, it means it's on. And sometimes you'll see a little green area going up and down. That means that it's receiving some form of sound. So every now and again, if you've probably messed with your keyboard or so on, you can check, because if you press the space bar, it will turn on your microphone as well. All right, so that's just something to be mindful of. As well, the button just to the right of it controls your webcam, right? So my webcam is on now. So you'll know your webcam is on if there's not a line through it. Also, if you're using a laptop and you look at the top of your screen, you usually see whether a white light or green or something to that, like that, to show that your camera is on. All right, so I'm gonna pause for a bit now and give everybody a chance to introduce themselves. It will also allow me to ensure that your microphone and your speakers are working. Now there is a participants list on the right hand side of my screen. You may be able to see that list as well. If you click on participants, it should be in the same row where we have the microphone and the video. All right, so if you click on that, you'll be able to see the list of everybody there as well. And I'm going to start with, and I don't want to pronounce it incorrectly, I'm seeing Abe Darketema. Not sure how that pronunciation is done. It's that beautiful lady in the yellow shirt, and your microphone is still off, so you need to click just once on your microphone icon to turn it on.
Yeah. Thank you. My name is Abaida. You pronounce it very nicely. Yeah. You can call me Abu if you want.
All right, and which course will you be doing this semester?
I'm working in my small private accounting firm for my living, and I just joined the BGU. This is my journey with you guys. I do have a family, 3 boys. They are still in the university. 2 of them, I mean 3 of them actually. The last one is just joined. this is me.
Okay, which course are you doing?
I'm in transformation leadership, and the course is the overture.
Oh, the Pittsburgh Overture.
Yes, Pittsburgh Overture.
Awesome, welcome. All right,
Thank you.
next we're gonna hear from Anna. Good morning, Anna.
Good morning. All right. Hello, good morning. My name is Anna, and I live in the great state of Idaho in the United States, and I will be taking Theology of Work.
Awesome, good to have you. Next we have Anthony.
Good morning. My name is Anthony Wittig. I live in Pennsylvania. I'll be taking the People in Development, the business class.
All right. Next we have Betty. Betty, I'm not sure if you're speaking, but your microphone is still off.
Microphone on now?
Yes, yes it is. I can hear you. Good morning.
Good morning. How do I get my picture up there? What do I do to that?
All right, the same icon you clicked to turn on your mic, to the right of it, you click that icon that says start video.
Hit start video?
Yes.
Okay. Oh,
there you go. Good morning.
Hello. This is all new to me. It's very stretching.
You'll be fine in no time, I promise you. So, Betty, where are you from and which course will you be doing this semester?
I live in Georgia, Gainesville, Georgia, and I'm just doing it. It should be fun. I don't know. It's going to stretch me, though, that's for sure. I hope I can do it okay. It's going to be healing through art in the city.
Oh, with Dr. Pompeo. It's an awesome class. You'll have fun doing it.
Okay.
All right. So now we are going to hear from Charles.
Good morning. Hi, I'm Charles, and I go by Chuck, but I live in the central part of California, and my class that I'll be taking is Exegeting Your Community.
All right. Gia, morning.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Gia Kelly, and I'm sorry I won't be able to do the video. The time caught me off
That's
guard,
all right.
but I am in Tallahassee, Florida, which is North Florida. This is my first semester with BGU. I'm doing the doctorate in transformational leadership, and I'm in the personal assessment course. So it's good to meet everyone.
Okay. Okay, I think the faculty for that is Yvonne McKenzie. She is here in Jamaica with me as well. Excellent lecturer. All right, next we will hear from Jody.
Good morning. I am in New Jersey, the southern area in Salem City, and I'm taking the Overture in Pittsburgh this semester.
Okay, so I think you have a classmate here as well. Okay. All right, so next we will hear from Noel. Check your mic, Noel.
Oh, sorry. Yes, I'm Noel Holder. I'm from Guyana. I'm doing the DTL program, and I am doing the course research methodology.
All right, good to have you with us.
Yes.
All right, so now we'll hear from Tara. Check your mic, Tara.
Ah, there we are. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Then I'm Tara. I'm in Dallas, and I'm going to be taking the Mentoring Women in the Professions Emerging Theories, and looking forward to it.
Awesome. I think that's Dr. Henry. All right.
That is, I'll tell you in a second.
Yeah, Dr. Claire Henry, I believe.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Did we hear from everybody? I believe so. All right. And everybody, or let me just give Jennifer a chance to introduce herself again for those who may have come in a little late.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Jennifer Roman, and I am your online librarian. And I am here to help you with your research needs and any assistance you need with finding books and materials for your program. I am actually located in Florida. So I am stateside, but I'm originally from Guyana. Live in also in Antigua, so I'm what we call a Guy-Tegan because I've lived half my life in Guyana and half in Antigua. And I'm happy to be here with you guys today.
Okay.
Okay, you guys need to hold Jennifer close, trust me, all right? All right, so what we're gonna do now, I'm gonna load a PowerPoint and just go through some of the functionality that Zoom offers for you. And then we're gonna move on to Populi. So just one moment while I set that up. Or if you can see my screen, just type the letter Y for yes in the chat area, please. All right, I think I've heard Betty. Are you seeing the screen?
I see the screen. What do I have to do? My mic is on, my video's on.
All right, at the bottom of your screen, do you see an option that says chat?
Yes. Hi, Betty. Can you hear us? Your mic is off, but it's on.
No, I had sent that message earlier. So your mic is on now. I can hear you just fine. I wanted to make sure you're able to find the chat area, which you have. Could you type a message saying yes in the chat area to show that you're seeing the screen?
I don't see a place. Oh, you just type the message yes?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yes.
Awesome. All right. So there we have it. Now we figured out how to use our mic, our webcams, and the chat so far. So we've gone, what, 15 minutes? Y'all are ahead of the game. You'll be fine. All right. So I'm just going to go through some more of the functionality of the Zoom room. Yes, and it's a Zoom room, as the name suggests. And what we use it for are our quote-unquote face-to-face meetings. You can use them for group meetings to prepare for your presentations. Faculty use it to share content, to offer lectures, that kind of stuff with you. And from time to time, you may use it to meet with your registrar or your head of department. All right, so in lieu of meeting persons physically face to face, we use Zoom Room for all of that. All right. Now, some of you may have already gone through this part, which is testing the speakers and the microphones. And we can hear each other well, and we can be heard well, so you don't really have to worry about using this part of the functionality. Now, some of you may not know as yet that there are two ways to speak when using the Zoom Room. You can join by your phone, or you can join using the computer. We recommend using the computer, as you all are now, because it's more cost effective and the sound travels faster. You find sometimes when you dial in by phone, it's a little bit delayed. Okay, hold a sec. I see that message. All right. Now, there is a vast amount of support available when you're using the Zoom Room. Ideally, if you have an issue, you check with me first. But if there's for some reason you can't get a hold of me right away, you can always go to zoom.us, that's their website, and they have a whole list of documentation that you can refer to. Stuff like, let's say you were using a PC before and now you switched to a Mac and you're having some issues, answers to all of those questions are there. If you need to use it on a brand new machine and you need to reinstall and stuff like that, all that information is available there. All right, and I can send you direct links to those pages if you'd like as well. We've gone through seeing the persons who are in the room already. That's the participants list. And if you notice, that option is right here at the bottom of the screen where it says manage participants. All right. Now, one good thing you can use the participants list for is to send direct messages to each other. One moment, please. All right, so in addition to the participants list showing you those who are in the session, it also allows you to speak directly to someone. So let's try that out. I need you to all go to the participants list and double click on anybody's name and send them a message. When you double click on the person's name, what happens is that you're now able to send them a private message. All right. So I'm gonna, let me just stop my video for a while so I can free up some space. And where's my participants list? Here we go. So I'm gonna send Betty a private message. So I'm double clicking on her name and the chat should come up.
What do I do now?
No, you're just gonna get a message from me. We're testing out the private messaging. So I'd like you to go into the participants list, double click on someone's name.
Click on somebody's name?
Click on anybody's name. Okay, and you should be able to see the chat come up and you can type them a quick message. Let me know if it works for you.
Okay, I hit Whitney. Let's see. That didn't seem to work. I'll hit Matthew. That doesn't really work either. I don't know. I'm doing something wrong.
All right, let's try it a different way. Let's bring up the chat area.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's all right.
What do I do next? I'm sorry. Over here on this right-hand side, I'm supposed to hit somebody. Is that it?
Yes. All right. When you're in the chat area, if you look near the bottom of the screen where it says to, There's a drop-down list there.
It says more, share, participants, invite, stop video, mute.
All right, click, repeat the options that you have.
I have mute, stop video, invite, participants, share, and more.
Click on participants.
Okay. Okay.
Are you seeing the list of everybody there?
I do, on the right-hand side,
Awesome. All right, so let's say you want to send someone a message, right?
Okay. Okay.
When you click on more, let's say you want to send Anna a message.
Okay, I'll click
when
more.
you click on Anna's name, the option for more should come up, and then you click on chat.
Okay. So I hit Anna's name and I do chat. No.
And then just send a text message to Anna. And Anna, can you confirm if you get that message from Betty?
I don't know where to put it. I'm sorry.
Oh, after you've clicked Anna, there's a little text area below that says type message here.
Okay, I hit Anna. Okay.
Uh-huh.
It says from Anna to everyone. No, that's not what I want. Oh, I can hit, but when I hit Anna to everyone.
All right, type a message in there. Just type test and press enter, and let's see what happens.
Type text. Where do I type the text?
Just below where you see Anna's name.
Oh, where it says yes? Okay. Okay. Okay, now do I hit return after I've typed it?
Yes.
Okay.
Anna, can you confirm if you got it?
Yes,
Did I do it?
Good job, Betty.
Way to go, Betty. You got it done.
Okay.
All right. So that's how we can send messages to each other. So
you type on the person's name and then you go down and type for that. Okay, I got it now.
Right. And that's if you want to send a message to one person specifically. If you wanted to send a message to the entire group, right at that drop down, you just click on everybody. It's everybody selected by default. So what you need to remember as well, if you send someone a private message, the next time you want to send a message to the group, you have to go back and select everyone.
Okay.
All right?
Okay.
All right, so the next thing I'm going to show you guys how to do is to raise your hand. All right, I'm supposed to be using this PowerPoint as a guide, but I'm kind of going on my own. All right, this is the share option. All right, we'll cover this when we get a little bit closer to group presentation time. All right, let's cover how to, let me just stop my share for a sec. Let's cover, yes, it's working, Betty. All right, let's cover how to raise your hand. Let's say you're in a session and you have a question or you'd like to make a comment, or for any other reason you need to get the faculty's attention. The way to do that is to raise your hand. Now, when you are in the participants mode, when you've selected participants, you'll see it at the top right-hand side of your screen. There's an option there to raise your hand. So I'd like everyone to try raising their hand, just so that I know you found the option. Okay, I see Charles, Jody.
If I raise my hand, I don't know if it's, can you see my hand?
Yes, I'm seeing your hand, but there's an option to do it. Let's say your mic isn't working, your video isn't working, and you'd like to raise your hand. At the top right-hand side, where you have the participants option.
You have 4 arrows up there. It says enter full screen. And the other one is a gallery view.
I'm sorry, go again?
On that little square, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 little squares, and that says gallery view. Do I hit that?
No, to the right of that. Do you see anything to the right of that?
That has enter full screen is what it says.
Okay, all right. At the bottom of your screen, below all the pictures of persons, there should be an option there that says manage participants. Do you see that?
Participants. I hit participants, okay.
Right, so when you click participants, a list should come up on the right.
Raise hand.
There you go. Yes, so your hand is raised as well, Betty.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome. So we have all the hands raised now, and I think I'd lowered Charles's hand by accident. My apologies, Charles. But your hand was up, so we found that. Excellent. I'm just gonna lower all the hands now. All right. And I'd like to double check. Each room has some preset functionality added. Does anyone see the option there to share at the bottom of your screen?
It says type message here, right? Oh, share.
Share would be a green icon with an arrow.
I hit share, but it's got a bunch of things on it. It's got whiteboard, iPhone.
Excellent. So this is where you would go. Let's say you're doing a group presentation, or you are submitting a PowerPoint or some work that you have to present in the class. This is where you'd go to share it. So now when you click on share, what happens is that little box shows you all the programs that you have open on your machine at the time. So you would have gone ahead of time and opened up your PowerPoint presentation or your document. And when you click on share, then you select that document that you'd like to share from the options there, and then you click share again. So it's share, choose the thing you'd like to share, and then click share again, and that's it. All right, so that is how you would share documents on your screen.
Yeah, I've got all these. Which one do I hit? Whiteboard?
We're not going to share anything now, but that is where you would go. Let's say you got an assignment to present, I don't know, a scripture or something that inspired some work that you did, and you have that scripture typed in a Word document. You would go there, then choose a Word document, and once you do that, everybody will be able to see it.
Okay.
All right.
You choose document. Where I don't see document to choose.
No, you wouldn't see the option there unless you have Microsoft Word open, which I don't think you have it open as yet.
No, I don't have it open. Okay. That's
exactly. All right. Okay. But just file that information away for now, so when it comes a little bit closer to presentation time, you'll know what to do. All right.
Thank you.
So we've covered most of, okay, we are sharing Betty's screen. So Betty has gotten the share down.
I'm now into something I shouldn't get into. I don't know how to do this.
All right, so now that you're sharing, Betty, okay, you stopped the sharing. Okay.
I did. Yeah.
All right, so we are going to move over to Populi now, but before I do, are there any questions on Zoom? Is there anything you'd like me to go over? Any questions you have? Any icons you see there that you're not too sure about? All right. And I see Abu started her sharing as well. All right, and it's off again. All right, so now I'm going to move over to Populi. Does everybody have their username and their password for Populi? If you don't, just type me a message in the chat. All right, so I'm going to assume everybody has their login information.
What kind of information are we supposed to have? I'm not sure. Tell me again.
Do you know how to access your class on Populi?
Do I know how to do something? I'm sorry.
Do you know how to access your class on Populi? Do you know how to log in?
If I want to type something, I would put to everybody and type a message. Is that right?
Yes, that's right. But we're moving on to Populi now. Let me show you what I mean. Let me start my share. Populi login.
I'm going to hit share again. I'll hit share again.
No, I'll be doing the sharing for now, Betty.
Okay.
All right, so this is what your screen will look like just before you enter your class. All right, so what you do here, let me give you the correct login. All right, so in order to access your class, you type in bgu.populyweb.com, right? And then you'd enter your username here in the first text box, and in the second text box, you would put in your password, and then you click login.
Okay.
Oh, one thing I didn't do was give you my contact information. Let me just type my email address in the chat. So if you need to reach me for any reason, you can find me here. I'm also on Skype as Natalia Might. Let me type that there as well. And I'm not sure how many of us use WhatsApp, but if you do, you can find me there as well. Let me just type that as well. All right. All right, so when you log into Populi, your screen might look a little bit different from mine because I have some additional options that you may not have, but the setup is the same, generally speaking. All right. Now, if you look at the top, the first option you see there is college management, and that is where we spend most of our time. Then you have files, calendar, and library. So I'm going to hand over to Jennifer now, and she's going to go through the library. All right. Would you prefer to share your screen, Jen?
Hi, yes, Natalia. Yeah,
I'm
I
stopping
think
my share.
it might be right. Okay. And I will go ahead and share mine. Let me see. Here we go. Okay, so is everybody seeing my screen now? I'm open to the same screen as Natalia was on. And basically, when you log into Populi, this is always normally your landing page. Even though actually, if when you logged out, you were on a different screen, when you log back in, it may take you to that screen. But I always recommend that irregardless of where you land when you log in, that you should always start here, which is college management and the dashboard. And the reason for that is because the feed on the dashboard is a very useful stream of information for you to look at. We post, a lot of us post stuff that we think it would be of interest to the students. We post it on this dashboard. Therefore, it's worth your while to always have a look at the dashboard when you log in. NITA regularly posts some spiritual stuff here, and a lot of it is very interesting and it's worthwhile reading. You'll see I have something posted here on BGU Writers Community, which was having a Zoom teaching session a couple days ago. So there's a lot of, Natalia, you'll see here, has posted the time and date, the world clock, so that if you're living in a different time zone, you can use it to convert your times and ensure that you're in your class at the time that you're supposed to be. So I encourage you to always, when you log in, just take a few minutes and look at what is on the dashboard. It's a lot of information, but interesting information. On my screen, where it says courses here, you would normally see whatever courses you registered for. But to get to the library, it's across the top. You've got college management, files, calendar, and then library on the end. It's usually grayed out, but once you pass your mouse over it, it lights up and you simply click on library. And that takes you to the main screen for the online library. And this is where you can do your searching of the resources that we have in the library. And you have a number of options by which you could search. To the right of the screen, you'll see a little welcome message from me, and below that, my email. If you need to make contact with me, it's usually best that you email me to this email address rather than posting something in your course stream, because I don't go into the courses normally very often. In each of your courses, you have another separate little dashboard, I think, that you can post questions and so. So if you post to me there, I also recommend that you email me, because I check my email, you know, all the time, and then I'm more likely to get your query and respond in a more timely fashion to you. But I'll draw your attention now to the search screen, the main search box here on the main screen when you get into the library. This is where you start searching for material. And as I said, you have a number of options by which you could search. You could search all fields, which means whatever information you enter in the box here, it will search all of the other fields in the record. So it'll search the title, the author, and the subject. Actually, we don't do the barcode and the call number for the purposes of the online library. The fields that we use that are searchable for you are the title, author, and subject fields. So if you're looking for a specific author, you can select author from this menu and then just type in the author's name. So let's say we're gonna search for the author Sensing, and you just click on it. It will bring up whatever books it has in the database by Tim Sensing. Okay. And then if you want to access that book, you just click on the title, which you'll see once it's blue, it's an active link, and it'll take you to the book. And I'll go on to that in a minute. But just to look at some of the other fields that you can search. You can also, if you want, search by a title. So if, for example, you know you were looking for, and you see if we change it to title, it then looks in the title for that word. So it brings you up, it sees Sensing in this title, and so it brings up the book with that. So for example, if you were doing, for example, I think it was Tara who's doing the mentoring course, you can do a general search for what is there, what items are there with mentoring in the title, and you click search, and you'll see it'll bring up every item there that has mentoring in the title. And you can simply go through and review them, and anyone that you in particular that you want to use, you click on the title link and it will open up for you. Now, in terms of each record, if I can point out here for the record, for each record you have a title, you have an indication as to whether it's a dissertation or an article or a book. Most of these here are articles, so I don't have one showing there's a book, but we look at another one. But it indicates whether it's what form of material it is, whether it's a dissertation, whether it's an article, whether it's a book. It usually also indicates what the author or the editor of the book is, and below that it indicates whether you have the full document online there available in the online library. If we have the full document available there, you will see this green dot and the words available online. In some cases, we may not have the entire document available there, and so you will not see this green dot and it says saying available online. What you'll see is the title and the indication of the form of material it is and the author. And if it's there, normally you can still click on the title, and I will have information maybe in the record of a link. If we don't have the full document, often I have a link that takes you to somewhere like Google Books, where you can read portions of the book online. So that is generally the format that, or the entries in the online library, that's the way it appears. The other one that I did not go to here is, of course, subject. You can click on subject and put in, whatever subject term. In this case, mentoring is also a subject term, and it will pull up what is available. Here you go. You see, like this one's a book, and I was saying, the third form you'll see is book. So this one is a book, and it says it's available online. Then, of course, if you are not sure, about something and you're just looking in general, you can always select all fields, and it would search all fields for the particular word and just bring up everything that is available there that has mentoring in any of the fields. And as you see, it's a total here of 55 results. And it shows 25 on the first page, and then you click next page, it'll show you the next 25 entries. Now, in terms of what each entry, the actual material is, if it says available online and you click on the title, this is what each page entry would actually look like. You will have sometimes you'll have a photo of what the cover of the book looks like. You have the title here and the author information, the indication that it's a book. And then it says digital resources available. That means we have a PDF of the book, or we have a copy of the ebook here. It's a little gray, but just look, once it says digital resources available, just look below. And you'll see the grayed out entry there. But if you run your cursor over it, you'll see it's an active link. If you click on that, it will bring up the book, and you can either read it online, or you have the option of downloading it onto your computer if you so desire. And then below that, you have like the metadata on the book, which is usually author, publisher, the standard information. And then we have some subject headings. Now, the subject headings are very useful in the sense that based on what you're searching, this is what helps you to find books within the database. So if, for example, this is a book you're interested in, but when you look at the subject headings, you see some other useful headings there that are relevant for whatever your subject is. You can also go back and search in that main search box for any one of these headings and get additional material, for relevant stuff that you're working on. This format basically is the same for any of the items that you may find in the online library where we have the full information. Now, to get back to the screen where you can actually search, all you do is you click on here where it says catalog. If you click on that, it takes you back to your main screen where you can put in another search term if you're, you want to search for something else. So let's, I think somebody said they were doing the TOW course, so we could change and look for something for a different subject here. So if we put in theology of work and we hit return, we'll get another set of materials that are available in the collection that have to do with theology of work. And again, as I said, you have a mixture of material, but it indicates on the first page what kind of material it is. So it tells you whether it's a dissertation, it tells you whether it's an article, and you can also, it will also tell you if it's a book. For example, here, it's a book. And I said again, and here as well, we do have a copy of the Joy at Work book, which is if you're doing the TOW class, you are going to use that. That's your main text for that class. Again here, yes, you see these are all indicated as books. And as I said, once you got the green dot and it says available online, it means you can access and read the book within the online library. Well, again, it shows you the layout is basically the same. You have, as where in some cases, the cover of the book, the title, and it tells you digital resources available. Once you see that below that, you just look for this active link. And you can either click on view, where it'll pop up, the PDF will come up, and you can read the book online, or you can click download, and you can download it onto your computer or tablet or whatever it is you're using, and read, you know, in your own time. The one caution here is that depending on how the speed of your Wi-Fi, in some cases, it may take a little while to download for the entire book to pop up in the PDF. So have patience sometimes, as long as the screen comes up. As long as the screen comes up here, give it a moment. Sometimes you have to wait, you know, a moment for the book to actually load in the screen, and then you'll see it. So if it pops up and you're just seeing a white page, don't, you know, close it out and think you're not. It takes sometimes a minute or two, depending on the speed of your Wi-Fi, for the book to actually pop up. And then once it pops up like this and loads, then you can read it online, or as I said, you can opt to download it onto your whatever computer or laptop or tablet you're using. Okay, so that's an example of what the material looks like when you open it. And as I said, you click catalog to go back to your search screen. Now, the other option drop-down menu you have up here is according to the resource type. So, for example, if you only wanted to see dissertations on a particular topic, you can actually select that at this point. And then when it searches, it will only give you dissertations on that particular topic. So that's another way you can refine your search if you, if you want a particular kind of material. If it doesn't matter, you just want information, whatever is there on your topic of research, then I suggest you leave it at all resource types. But you do have the option to select either only articles, books, or dissertations. Mm-hmm. All right, any questions so far? Oh, go ahead, Tara. Your mic.
Okay, here's my question. A book that I need for my course, I don't think it was available through your system. Can we also purchase books through the library?
No. What I do is, if it's a book we don't have in the library and you need help identifying where you can purchase an ebook, I can help you to tell you where you can buy it from, but then it's you take it from there and make your purchase. If you're familiar with Amazon, I always highly recommend Amazon, because Amazon has a vast collection of books that are available as ebooks, and they also offer the Kindle reading app as a free app that you can download onto your computer or your tablet or your phone, And that allows you to then, once you buy a Kindle ebook on Amazon, you can read it on any of your devices. And it's very easy. And they usually have some of the best prices in terms of the cost of the ebook. I notice a lot of their ebooks are priced out at around $9.99. So it makes it more affordable. There are just a few of them, of course, depending on the nature of the book, that may be a lot more expensive. But on average, I find a lot of the books are like $9.99. And so it makes it affordable and easy for you to download and use the Kindle reading app on any of your devices. So keep that in mind. Any other questions? Okay, if not, then I'm going to go to the next main page that that I recommend you go to in the library, and that's across the top here under where it says Bakke Graduate University Library. We've got a ribbon here, and there's one that says links. Oop, one moment, let me plug in.
Well, I just want to take a quick second to welcome Dr. Martin to the, we're having a feedback. I'm just going to take some time to welcome Dr. Martin to the session. Morning, Dr. Martin.
Good morning, everybody. It's nice to see you all there. And I'm glad that both Jennifer and Natalia are together to give you this orientation. Welcome to your BGU and to your courses. Thank you, Natalia.
No problem. All right, back over to you, Jen. I muted your mic for a sec. I muted your mic, Jen. You need to unmute.
Okay, there you go. Can everybody hear me now?
Yes.
Oh, okay, right. So as I was saying, the next part of the menu, the next item on that menu, that toolbar across the top that is important for you to be familiar with, is the one that says links. So if you click on links, it takes you to this page, which the top part of it has links to a number of databases and web links, websites that have what we recommended collections of materials that you were able to access that provide good resource material for your courses. So I recommend that when you have some time, that you go and you peruse the databases that are identified here. We are going to go through, sorry, the ProQuest databases in a moment, but I just want to show you what else is on this page first. So at the top of the page, we have the databases that you can, look at in your own time. Each title is linked. So if you clicked on it, it will take you to that website and you can then peruse the resources. Below that, in the resources that BGU offers its students is the EndNote software for you to use as your reference manager when you're doing your projects and your papers, your assignments. The most current EndNote version is EndNote 9, which is uploaded there, and I have it there available for both Microsoft, both Windows version PC, and also for those of you who may be using a Mac. If you've used EndNote before, I've also put a link there to a video that talks you through what's new in this version of EndNote, what are the changes. And also, if you're not so familiar with it, then there's also a video for both Windows PC and Mac that gives you a little bit of guidance on how to use EndNote. The previous version we had was EndNote 8. I've left it up there for the moment because everybody has not switched over to the new version. And you might want to look at what's new in EndNote 9 to decide whether or not you want to switch. But all of the information is there, and if you run into problems with downloading the EndNote onto your computer, if you don't already have it, then please feel free to reach out to either myself or Natalia. Below that, we have a recording of a previous library orientation and then some brief videos that give guidance on the BGU paper template, which you are going to have to use, and stuff like footnoting and basic, some basics on academic writing. So this is stuff that, when you have a few moments, I recommend that you look at. Then we've got some links to some other useful research sites. Review when you have spare time. And then there's just links to some other materials and then some academic writing guidelines. For some of us who have not done academic writing in a while, sometimes we need some reminders on common mistakes and what is acceptable and what is not. So that section provides you with some links to recommended materials. I also highly recommend the Online Writing Lab at Purdue, which is an online resource that has excellent information on all aspects of writing, of academic writing, including references, writing styles, APA versus Turabian. I think for most of you, you would have been advised that the style of choice for citations for BGU is now APA. So it's something, if you haven't used APA before, if you use a different writing style, then a citation style, then you do need to become familiar with APA. And as I said, I recommend this online writing lab here. It's very helpful. Then there's some other writing and grammar help sites like Grammarly. Grammarly, you can get a free subscription to for the basic version. And even the basic version is useful. And what it does is that you use it to check things like your grammar and your sentence construction. It will tell you if things need to be fixed. Then, of course, there's some other English and style guidelines. Then we have the citation guidelines. Now, previously we used both Turabian and APA, but as I said, now BGU is going to be using simply the APA style. So get familiar with it if you haven't used it before. And I've also included here some citation generators if you need help with actually ensuring that your citation is set up in the appropriate style. So what you do is you just click on any of these citation builders and it will ask you like, what is the author, what is the title? You just plug in that information and then it just creates the citation for you. And so you can see and use that check that your citation is correctly styled. So those are some of the things that you can find on this links page. And I recommend that you come back later and browse it and get familiar with some of the resources that are available on that page. Now, we back to ProQuest databases. Now, ProQuest databases is the subscription database, or they are subscription databases to which BGU has two databases that are full of resource material for you. And this is, a lot of it is peer-reviewed, academically acceptable resource material. So once you click on, go back here, all you do is you go to the links page, you click on ProQuest databases, and it takes you to this page, and it says barcode required to log into ProQuest. And this is because it's a subscription database that we have to pay for access to. You do need to log in separately. But your barcode, it's very simple. Your login is, as I say here on this page, it's BGU followed by your student ID number. If you're not familiar with what your student ID number is, when we're done here, I'm going to have Natalia pop in your student ID number, and all you do is you make a note of it, and that's what you use to log into ProQuest. So you enter BGU and your number, and then you click login. And it takes you into ProQuest. And as it shows you here in your basic search area, they've, if some of you who may have gone in before you, they've actually changed their front page now, and it sort of looks a lot more modern. But similarly, it shows you, the kinds of materials you have. You have dissertations, you have videos, and you have scholarly journals, and then there's this more menu that you have magazines, books, newspapers, blah, 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 all the rest of it. Similar to the online library, on your first screen, you have your search bar. So this is where you would enter your search term based on whatever research you're doing. Couple of additional options you have available here on this is that you can define, if you only want to see things that the full text is available in ProQuest, then you select that box that says full text. If you only want to see items that have been academically peer reviewed, then you select that, that box. I think I always recommend that it's a useful option to use, because then it reduces the number of results you get when you search. So for example, let's not select those boxes and put in a general term. Let's do Christianity. And let's select, and this is something that happens too. Once you start typing in your search term, there is an auto suggestion feature where ProQuest will automatically give you a drop down of some suggested terms based on what you started typing in. So this one we will just go with Christianity in Kenya. And then we just select search, and it brings up your results. And this is how your results come in. And you see it highlights where it took the terms from based on your search. Now you've got in your results, it brought up 9,000 plus items.
Too much.
Now if you want to further make that a more manageable amount, all you've got to do is select full text and select peer review, which you could also have done on the front page. And you see that the results change from 9,000 now down to 3,000, right? And you can modify your search by adding additional terms so that your results become more manageable. You also have the option of selecting as you go through this list. If you find items that are particularly relevant to what you're studying, you can select the boxes and then email the list to yourself so that you have sort of a personally, you know, defined list, bibliography or whatever, that you can go back and look at the particular items individually. Now, if just I'm gonna look at one item, we're gonna, oh, well, no, I should point out here that this format is for each item is sort of the standard format throughout ProQuest whenever you have your results come out. So you normally have the title, you have the author, in this case it's an article, so it tells you which publication it comes from, the volume, issue, and the date. Then it gives you below some little pointers on what the article covers. And then below you have options to just look at the abstract of the article, to look at the full text, to pull down the full text as a PDF. And then it also tells you how many references are quoted in this article. Now, this is important, I always say to students, because if this article is of particular relevance to what your area of research is, if the article has a lot of references, you can use that as pointers to additional articles that are likely to be relevant to whatever it is you're researching. So don't overlook the references that are stated there in articles. Now, if we wanted to go look at the format of the whole article, we just click on the title. And this is what your page will look like in ProQuest. Again, you have the title on the top, that other information, and then you have this toolbar here that gives you the option when you get in to select if you wanted to see it as a PDF, if you just wanted to see the abstract, and if you just wanted to see the references, you can click on any one of these tabs and it will take you to see just that section of the article. One of the other things I love about ProQuest is that you have a translation option. So for example, if you were more comfortable reading this in Arabic, you can select it to be changed to Arabic. If French is your language of preference, you can select French. Let's do French, and you hit translate. And do you see what happens? It translated the abstract from English into French. So I love that option because we're the kind of university we are. We have students all over the world, some of whom do not have English as their first language. It does give them the opportunity to actually read the article in their language of choice. So you can undo the translation and it takes it back to English. Similarly, even for the full text, if you wanted to translate the full text to another language, you could hit translate. Say we were doing it in Arabic. Because it's the full text, it takes as it says, it takes a little longer. And because this is Arabic, it'll probably take a little longer. So I'm going to cancel it, but what it does is it will translate the article into whatever language you've selected. Now, the other part of the screen that I want to draw to your attention is the, let me just move this out of the way a little bit. Where can I get, right. You've got a little toolbox on your right that says download PDF. So if it's an article that you find particularly relevant and you want to have a copy of it, you can download it as a PDF onto your computer or laptop or whatever. You also have the option to print it. You can also email it to yourself, or you can save it to, you know, for example, a thumb drive or something like that. And they also do the citation for you. If you want to, you know, check your citation, you simply click on Cite, and this comes up, and you have a menu where you can select what citation style you're using. So if you're using as we should be APA, you select APA, and you do change. And what it does, it then changes the citation to APA style. And you then copy and paste it into your document. Right? Or if you have the citation manager already set up in your system, you can also check to verify that it's citing, the citation you have meets the correct standards here. So these are some good features that we have in ProQuest that, you know, I recommend you use and you look at. The other thing is, on the right here of my screen, you'll see it has related items. So what ProQuest does as well is that it gives you links to other articles, etc., that have a similar subject matter to the article the main article that you're looking at. So it's a great guide to other items that may be useful to whatever it is you're studying, if this particular article meets your needs. So if we go back to our main page, you just simply click at the top, back to results, it takes you back to your main page. If you wanted to do a different search, you do and put in another search term. And you'll see this is another example of where you really need to define your search terms a little bit more, because if you put in just something general like mentoring, look at the size of your results. I mean, it's great. It means there's a lot of material in there for what you're looking for. Again, let's do a limit on it to full text. You'll see it brings it down. And then, not to forget, this menu we have on the left of this page, which allows you to further refine your results. I particularly like the one where you can do it by date, so that, for example, you can change it here and either select only those items published in the last 12 months or last year, or published in the last 5 years or 10 years, or you can actually customize your date. So you can select, for example, if we go back, say you wanted something from, actually we should be able to change it here. You change that. You can go back to as far back as you want. So if you're looking for things from the turn of the century, January, and you wanted to go, let's see, January the 1st, and you wanted today's date, you can select that. And then you just hit apply. And it changes, and it will only show you results for the date range that you set. Or if it's just in the last year, you can use that link there. You click the last, only what's published in the last 12 months, and you see your results now are down to 800. So these are some of the ways you can manipulate the results to make it more specific to your need. You know, you can select you only want what was published in scholarly journals. You click the more button, it gives you more options. It tells you actually how many of those items were of the various kinds. So you can select. Below as well, one of the other things that is useful for some of our students is the language. It will tell you what's available, what's the original language of each article. You know, it tells you what's English, Spanish, French, etc. But remember, you have that translate feature so that you can use it even if it's not in your original language. You can also select a further subject breakdown if you want. And it gives you, and all you have to do is you can select these boxes as to what you want it to include and what you want it to exclude. So let's exclude nurses. You know, if we exclude students, and we apply, then you see it makes a difference to the number of results you get back. So that's just an example of some of the ways that you can make additional filters, apply additional filters to your results to make your the items that you actually have access to be more specific to whatever it is you're searching for. If above here, you'll see there's a total of 7 databases that are included in our subscription, our ProQuest subscription, and it shows you can also, if you want, select or deselect the databases here that you wanted to search. So for example, if you only wanted ProQuest to search for your subject search in the research library or maybe only in the religion database, all you have to do is deselect all these other databases, and it will only search in the databases that you have selected, you know, and you tell it only use the selected databases, and it will bring back your results just for those databases. On the front page, you also have some search tips. You also, this is another thing I like about ProQuest, they give you a video tutorial. They've moved it now on nicely onto your front entry page. So you can watch a quick video tutorial that gives you an introduction to basic searching in ProQuest. And following this basic searching tutorial, there's also one on advanced searching. So there's a lot of help online in ProQuest to help you to search and find what you need. So again, as you move through, you know, when you have time, come in, and once you start doing your research, make use of the resources and the help resources and the library guides, etc., that are in here to help you find your way around ProQuest. And as usual, if you need further help, don't hesitate to send me an email. And you log out of ProQuest by clicking on your person, and then you click exit, and that's how you exit ProQuest. And your session is ended, and then you can just go back to your links page. And you're back in the online library, and you can either look at the links there, or you go up to the top, you click catalog, and it takes you back to your search page. And that's what I wanted to cover today. I hope that's been helpful to you.
Yeah, I am grateful for this, because this is the first time I have an opportunity to sit in the orientation. I always had some other pressing duties and I couldn't make it.
Well.
Yes. But I'm getting some challenge with the end note.
Okay. Yeah, I know if you haven't used EndNote before, it is a bit challenging for most people at first. Yes. And I always recommend that you watch one of the video tutorials
Okay. I'm going to look at it again because I cannot get the stuff over to the Word page. So I have it. I've loaded up all of the citations, and the only thing that is going over on the Word page is the author's name, nothing else.
Oh, so you're not. There's something that you need to select that you.
Something, yes. Yes.
Okay. Do me a favor, send me an email so I'll remember after this.
Yes.
And I will try and send you a link to a video that can walk you through step by step.
Thank you.
So that you can identify where it is you're making a mistake.
Okay.
But don't be dismayed. A lot of students struggle with EndNote at first if you haven't used it before. Tara, I see your hand as well. So I'll include you on when I'm sending that video.
Okay.
Yeah, I think once you get the hang of it, you're gonna be fine. But yes, if you haven't used it before, sometimes it's a little bit of a learning curve.
Yes. Yes. Thank you.
You're welcome. Any other questions?
My question is not about the library per se, but by the way, that was very, very informative. But more about my class. I don't know when to. It's going to start on Monday, but I don't know when to log in. Is there a place on Populi that I can find the link to log in and when?
Okay, Nathaniel, I will stop share and you can do that part of it with them and show them where they need to go. So Natalia will show you.
All right, no problem. So Charles, the good thing about the online courses are that once the class opens, once the semester opens, you can log in at any time. So from 12:01 a.m. on Monday morning, you'll have access and you can log in at any time. The only time constraints you may have are when you have the Zoom meetings. So what usually happens is the faculty will post in the class when your Zoom meeting is and the link to log into your Zoom meeting, right? So I'm gonna show you where those links are usually posted. So 1 second. All right, so here we are on the dashboard page. So the first place you may notice an event is at the top right-hand side here. So you may see things like assignment due on Monday, week 2 discussion available, week 1 now available, stuff like that is posted right here in the event section. Now, when you log in, this as Jennifer has said would be your landing page, and all your courses that you're registered for this semester will show up right here on the right-hand side. All right, I'm gonna go through a course real quick so you guys have a better idea of what to expect. You wouldn't have to go through all of what I'm doing here, but you just click on the link there and it will take you to this page. So I'm looking at the personal assessment class, and when you click on your class name or your class link, it takes you to the info page, which is what we're looking at. All right, and it has the term, the course codes, when the class starts, when it ends, the description, who your faculty is, some required reading list, which would also be in your syllabus as well. So the info page is almost like a duplication of a lot of the content that you'd have found on your syllabus. All right, now, Jen had also mentioned your dashboard. Each course has a dashboard. So when your faculty sends out a notice, you would see it here on your bulletin board. All right. So I'm just going to show you what a test bulletin looks like. So you'll see something like this come up. It will show you who sent it, when they sent it, and the content of the bulletin. So let's say your faculty would like to have a Zoom room in week 2, and she wants to find out when would be the best time. So she would say something like, I'm available Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 1 p.m. Please indicate which date and time is best for you. And you could respond there. That's one way that the bulletin board is used. It's also used for general class announcements, reminders for assignment due dates and stuff like that. All right. To the right, you will notice as well, it says schedule. So you'll see here that on Monday morning, week 1 becomes available for this class. All right. So that's somewhere else that you'd see notices for due dates for assignments and Zoom rooms as well. All right, the next tab I'm going to take you to is the, let me just remove this before I forget. It's the lessons page. And I like to say that's where all the action is. This is where your actual content is stored. All right. All right, so each class has a welcome page and 9 weeks of class. And then depending on the class, you may have group work as well. Not all classes carry. All right, so for the welcome lesson, just a moment while this loads. All right, so the welcome gives you a little introduction to the class, as well as some resources that you would use. So here, you can contact the e-learning team, and when you click on this link, it will bring up a message page for you to send the team a message. Here is the Populi help desk. If you have an issue with using Populi, you can go here and search. They have a little frequently asked questions area. They have, just a moment, please. I'm sorry about that, guys. So here you have the Populi help page, and you'll see some questions. Here you can go through it when you have some time. And as usual, if you prefer a one-on-one kind of discussion, you can always send me a message, WhatsApp me, email me, and I will sort that out for you as well. All right, so we're back to the welcome message, the welcome lesson, sorry. Here for this course, they have loaded a pre-course work document that you can go in and download and complete. And here we have virtual offices. Now, virtual offices are where you can go in and speak with your faculty or the guest speakers for the course, leave them questions, request meetings, and stuff like that. All right. Let me just show you what one looks like. All right, so here we have a short bio on Dr. Mackenzie, and at the end of the bio, there is her contact information. So you can always send her a message here. I'm so sorry about that. I lost connection for a second there. Let me just start my share again. All right, so we're basically done with the welcome lesson. Let me show you what a lesson week will look like. All right, so each week has a welcome. For some faculty, they'll give their weeks titles or names. Not all faculty does that, but each week has a focus. All right, and the focus for week 1 for personal assessment is getting to know your fellow students, getting your pre-coursework completed, getting familiar with the syllabus and stuff like that. All right, and she's also posted a introductory video. So you just click on that and it will load. And in addition to that, you have a list of things that need to be completed. Each course carries a to-do list for every week. So it helps you keep track of what you need to get done. And there's also guidelines as to when this stuff needs to get done. So you have here before Thursday and some content that needs to be covered before Thursday. Then between Thursday and Saturday, Thursday and Sunday, or week ends on Sunday night, where a new content becomes available on Monday morning. All right, so before Thursday and Thursday to Sunday. All right, and then these items that are listed here, you actually have them down the bottom here. So when she says meet your classmates, you can click on this list and you will see a list of all the persons in your class. You should be able to see a picture of them and their name. All right, so you can go through and have a good idea of who is in your class. I'm getting a notice here that my internet is moving a little bit slowly. All right, so I'm logged in as admin, so I'll be able to see the status and the credits and stuff like that. But when you access it, all your classmates will be able to see is your name, your picture, and the program that you're doing. All right, and you'll also be able to send your classmates messages from this page as well. All right, let me quickly go back. I'm going to show a lot of interaction is done using discussions in our classes. So I'm going to go through and show you how to participate in a discussion. All right, so here we have the getting to know you discussion. Most classes have one of these in week 1. All right, so you're instructed here to introduce yourself to your class, give some brief information, your name, where you call home, something interesting about yourself. So all you would do is go to this little text area here that says contribute to this discussion, and you type your response here. Right? You can also upload an attachment. Let's say you wanted to send them a picture of a nice sunset where you live or something like that. You just click on this little area here that has a paper clip for an attachment. And that little pop-up that comes up when you're trying to put an attachment on an email, similar setup. You click on the file you'd like to load, click open, and you'll see the status uploading here at the bottom. And when it says complete, you can click on add comment and it will be posted into the discussion for viewing by everyone immediately. Now you'll also notice here, it says 4 words. If your faculty gives you a word limit or a word guide, one of the good things about Populi is that you can see how many words you've typed automatically here. Another good feature is the preview option. So let's say you've typed, you can take a look and see what it would look like before you press add comment. So you'll see more words here, type your response here. All right, and then if you're okay with it, you can click add comment. If not, you go back to edit, make a change, and then you can add comment. And once that page refreshes, it becomes permanent on the screen. Now, if you need to delete something, you send a message to either your faculty or to me, and I can have that removed. One of the reasons that you may not be able to delete it automatically is because a lot of these discussions are graded, and we need to be able to keep track of all the posts that are made. All right. So let me just delete this. All right, and you see, I am not the faculty here, so I'm getting a little error message when I try to delete. But I'll send a message to the faculty to get that done. But that is how you respond to a discussion. All right. The next thing I'd like you to look at is how to upload an assignment. Let's go here. So I'm back in week 1, and for week 1 you have 2 assignments. One is a discussion that we've just gotten familiar with, and another, or both of them are discussions. All right, let me see if I can find an actual assignment where you have to upload a file. Okay, let's look at book reviews. All right. Let me see if that has been put in a week as yet. Just a second. Oh, the course says 2017. That is an error. It should be 2018. If you look, you will see that it's actually available as of October 1, 2018. That's a typo. Thanks for pointing that out, Gia. I'll have that fixed in time for Monday morning. All right, I'm trying to find an assignment that is not a discussion to show you how to upload. Okay, here we go. Book reviews. Let me move this to the side. All right. Now, when you go to your book reviews or any other assignment, you will not see this area here with the student listing. What you will see is what I have here on the right. The name of the assignment, the instructions for the assignment, which is what we have here, the week it is in, and when it is due or when it becomes available. And what you do is go down to the bottom of the screen and you upload your response to the assignment here. Now, if you submit the assignment after the due date, you may notice it comes up in red. But once you do not get any error message, you can be assured that the assignment was uploaded successfully. All right. Now, one of the good things with Populi as well is that it allows the faculty to give you.
Hello.
Sorry, was there a question?
No.
Okay. One of the good things with Populi is that when the faculty is setting up an assignment, he or she has the option to attach files as well to the assignment. And you'll notice for this one that the faculty has uploaded a corrected book review to kind of give you an idea of what kind of standard they are expecting in terms of responses to this assignment. All right. So that is the dashboard, the info page, your lessons, your assignments, your discussions. Or the other thing would be your grade book. All right. So you can go to your gradebook at any time to see the grades that you have been assigned for work that has been submitted. At this point, obviously, nothing has been submitted, so it's a blank screen. And be assured that when you log in, you'd only be seeing your name and the assignments that have been given, and you will see the grades that you have been assigned when they've been assigned. Another good thing with Populi as well is that once a grade is entered, once all the grades have been entered and they've been finalized, you'll get a notification as well. So that's one other thing that is good about Populi. But that is basically all need to know about, I'm just double checking my list to make sure I haven't forgotten anything. Oh, Janet had mentioned your ID number.
Perfect. That's what I was going to remind you of.
Right. For using the library. So at the top right hand side of your screen, you'll see your name and a little drop down list. If you click on my profile, when that screen comes up, just below your name, this little number here, that is your ID number. All right, so you can use that when you need to access those databases that require your ID number. So again, at the top right hand side, a little arrow beside your name, click on it, choose my profile. And one of the good things with your profile is you can, you decide what access you want students to have to it. So there are things that you can set as private and otherwise, or private or public, all right? And if you need some help with that, you can just send me a quick message. We have gone way over our time. What we wanted to make sure that you got all the information you needed. Are there any questions at all? I know it's a lot to take in one session, but it was recorded and we will be sending out a link of the recording so you can review at another time. So we covered Zoom, we covered the library, we covered class. Are there any questions at all? All right, I'll take your silence to mean that you are ready and raring to go.
I did not get Jennifer Roman's email. I've got jennifer.roman. Well, what's the rest of it?
At bgu.edu.
bgu. What?
Edu.
EBU, okay.
EDU, right. So whenever you need to contact anybody at BGU, it's always our first name dot last name at bgu.edu. All right, no problem, Jen. Let me just take a screenshot so I can make sure that I send it to everybody. Okay. All right, guys. Well, enjoy the rest of your Saturday. It was a pleasure being with you this morning into afternoon, and I will see you all on Monday. All right?
Okay.
Thank you very much.
All right. God bless. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye then.
Enjoy your weekend, the rest of your